boys and girls. So it's that time of the season that we all hate, internationals, and we are all bored shitless. So I thought, you know what, I'll do a Q&A. I put a tweet out earlier on asking for you lot to send in your questions, and I've literally had hundreds, and I have no idea how I'm going to break it down. Now, I've actually picked out 20 questions. I'm going to do 10 in this video, and then I'm going to do another video in a few days' time answering another 10. So we'll get straight into your questions. First question comes from a one containment. And he said that if you could put a retired player in the current Arsenal squad, who would it be? And it cannot be a Real Madrid or an Arsenal player. Whew. I would have to go with Ronaldinho. For me, yeah, possibly one of the greatest players I've ever had the privilege of watching. If you'd never mentioned the Real Madrid, I'd have probably gone with Brazilian Ronaldo, because he was something special. Pele, Maradona, my word, there's so many players. But yeah, I would have to go with Ronaldinho. Something about this guy was just magical. And like I said, I've been lucky enough to watch him live. So yeah, what an unbelievable talent. If I could bring one player back right now and get into the Arsenal side, Ronaldinho, 100%. Next question comes from a Brian McG23. And he's asked, what's my happiest and saddest moment as an Arsenal fan? Happiest moments would have to be when we win trophies. Most definitely when we win trophies, yeah. Also the day that I found out Arsene Wenger was leaving. Oh, what an amazing day. I was still in hospital actually, and I'd had my surgery and everything, and I was still high on morphine and tramadol. And I actually thought that I was hallucinating, that it was all a dream. But it wasn't. Finally! But no, in all seriousness, yeah, I'd have to say the trophies, most definitely, especially over recent years where I've got to, you know, witness that with my children as well. So that's an amazing feeling. Saddest moment as an Arsenal fan would be losing finals, but possibly the worst is 2006, the Champions League final. I don't think I'll ever get over that. That will haunt me for the day that I die. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it. Next question comes in from Mark Goldbridge. How you doing, Brent? We all know who Mark Goldbridge is, don't we? I'm sure you've seen his memes lately. He's the face of United Stand, along with Flex. And yeah, he's had to pipe up as usual. Love this question. Are you looking forward to getting on the pitch against United Stand and being megged by the best footballer in the Football Fan Channel community? And I mean me. I promise you, I will end your career. Or what career you thought you had. I promise you. Think of Roy Keane and what he did. Yeah, you should know about that one. So yeah, in all seriousness, I look forward to it because like I said, AFTV are going to be playing against the United Stand. Details of that will be out soon. And I will dust off my boots again if Mark Goldbridge is playing. And I promise you, I will make sure of it that you lot will not want to miss what I do in that game. So yeah, Mark, we'll see just how good you really are. Stick to memes, mate. It's more your forte. Next question comes from Aquila7X. And he asks, who's my favourite rapper? Eminem's in there for me. Lyrically, I think he's the greatest. But I'd have to go with Tupac. Grew up listening to him. I remember where I was when I heard the news that he was shot and killed. Notorious B.I.G., he was up there as well. Mobb Deep, love them. And there's so many great rappers from back in the day. NWA, Ice-T. Yeah, I like the old school stuff. None of this new stuff. None of this mumble rap. Fuck off, man. Seriously, take that shit away from me, man. That's not hip hop. It's not rap. It's none of that stuff. So, yeah, I like a few. Currently, I'd say Eminem. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing his comeback to Machine Gun Kelly. Because, yeah, good luck with that one, mate. And but yeah, if you're talking about rappers from past, then Tupac. Definitely Tupac. Amazing. Next question comes from Noonan 0292020070. I hope that ain't your phone number. And he's put, whose opinion do you respect the most on AFTV? First of all, it's not that fat lump of turd that looks like Shrek, because the guy is just an ogre and he has absolutely nothing worthwhile of saying. If there's one person I really respect on AFTV, it would probably be Graham and Lee Judges. I like what they have to say. I like their opinion. Lee can be very passionate, very to the point as well. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Graham is very articulate, very precise in the way that he breaks things down. And if you haven't seen him, go and watch his interviews because they're really insightful. And yeah, I really enjoy watching those two in particular. So yeah, I'd say those two actually are my favourite to watch on AFTV. Next question. Wow, how the hell do I say that? Firasil V14? I have no idea. How far do you realistically think you'll go in the Europa League? We've got to win it, to be quite honest with you. Our top four is going to be difficult this season. So I think that we do need to look at winning the Europa League. Unai Emery, he's a specialist in that. Won it 3 times in a row with Sevilla. We got a better squad than Sevilla ever had. I know things get a little bit difficult, especially with some of the teams that are dropping down now from the Champions League, but that's our aim. We got to get back in the Champions League, and I think that, yeah, realistically, we've got to look at winning the Europa League this year. Next question comes from ADAIMB. It's too late for this. Would you accept an Arsenal player dive in to win a penalty in a final for it to be forever known as the final you won by cheating? I absolutely could not give a shit if we won the Champions League final, for example, because we dived and cheated. All day long, I would take that. Sorry, we've been done by cheats and dives so much that maybe we need to have a little bit of luck on our side. And yes, I would accept it 100 million%. Give me the Champions League trophy. Thank you very much. Next question comes from Kevin UTC. And he said, the best last minute goal you experienced. Wow. Probably before your time, but you'd have to maybe Google this one. But Andy Linegan, early 90s in the FA Cup final, Sheffield Wednesday. Last minute, boom, headed it in. We win the cup. You can't get much better than winning a trophy in the last minute. I remember Ian Wright scoring a header in the last minute at White Hart Lane against Spurs. It was 0-0. Andy Linegan actually headed it on, and Wright, he just flicked it in. And then he went running the whole way down the Spurs side towards where we were in the away end. Just like this. Absolutely mugging them off. So, yeah, that was pretty special. Most recent time at the Emirates, probably Danny Welbeck's goal against Leicester, where we all thought that was the point where we could go on and win the league. What an unbelievable moment. The Emirates are erupted. So yeah, I'd say those, top of my head, are the best last minute goals that I've experienced. Next question comes from W. Jebba. And he says, I know all of the North London derby defeats hurt, but which one hurt you more and why? I'd have to say the FA Cup semi-final. The one where Gaza scored with a free kick from miles out and we lost 3-1. That really hurt. We avenged that a couple of years later when Tony Adams in the semi-final done what he had to do. But that one really hurt, being the fact it was a semi-final. Also, the last ever derby at White Hart Lane a couple of years ago, when we lost 2-0. That really hurt. Sitting there, listening to their fans and the way they were carrying on like they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And that was tough. That was really tough to take that in and, you know, handle that. So I'd say those are up there with possibly my worst ones. Next question, believe this is the last one, and it comes from Hannah Oliver _1. And she says, who do you think will come up from the Championship, and what is your favourite kit from the Premier League? Any team? In terms of favourite kit, it's definitely not the Arsenal one. Definitely not. Do you know what? A lot of kits now, they become very generic. They use the same templates. There's no real effort put into them. And yeah, I don't really rate any out there, to be quite honest with you. My most favourite kit in recent times would possibly be the Nigeria kit for the World Cup. That was the one time when they really kind of thought outside the box. But yeah, like I said, most kits are pretty generic, and they are, yeah, they're kind of all the same, you know, same kind of designs. You look at the Spurs one from Nike, and there's, you know, replicas at Barcelona, and they're all just too the same for me. They just don't, they don't bring no originality. They don't bring no class about them. I think about some of the kits from years gone by, for example, and one of Arsenal's most famous ones was the bruised banana. There's also been a lot of, you know, like templates saying this is what we want to get when we move to Adidas next season and everything else. So that would be nice if they could actually do it. In terms of teams coming up from the Championship, I'd like to see Leeds United come up from the Championship. I think they're a huge club, huge fan base, and it'd be really nice to see them back in the top flight again. I know they're doing well in the Championship. I believe they're top of the league at the moment, just ahead of Middlesbrough. Again, Middlesbrough, that's a side as well. That'd be a decent side. I wouldn't mind seeing Aston Villa coming back into the Premier League, but things are not easy at the moment at Villa Park. Yeah, the one real side I'd like to see is Leeds. Definitely Leeds United. That's the one side that I'd like to see. So Leeds United. So there we have it. That is the Q&A. As you can see, studio is taking effect with some new items. Got a Aubameyang shirt. Got one of the old shirts signed by Paul Merson and Perry Groves. There's some other bits and pieces going on at the moment. You notice the lighting is maybe not as bright as it used to be. That's because I'm in the process of rebuilding everything and doing it while the international break is going on, and I've got to make sure I get the lighting right so it doesn't actually bounce off those. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the Q&A. Like I said, I'll be doing another one in a couple of days, answering another 10 of your questions. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comments section. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. I'll be doing something for the Legends game, which of course is this weekend against Real Madrid. Another Q&A, like I said. Preview to the Newcastle game. Match day vlog for the Newcastle game. And then the player ratings. So yeah, I'll see you lot soon. I'm out of here.